write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That was Great Sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. Easy, who is returning on the program today?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that when you take an idea and make that into a concept and then thoroughly put that into the format of an ethos, then you can truly understand where you stand as a human being. And for that and that alone, I want you to put your hands together, not if you're driving. If you're driving, please keep your hands at 10 and 2 because we don't need any accidents. But mentally, I want you to put your hands together for the now 4-time nominated, 1-time winner of the New England Music Awards Best Punk Act, Shane Penguin, back in the building. Welcome, Benvenue.
Hi.
Howdy.
Should we go around, Easy?
Yeah, let's go around. So for the people who don't know who Shane Penguin is, on bass we have John.
Hey, I'm John. Good to be here.
On drums we have cool drummer boy Kenne.
What up?
On guitar we've got Matt Brown.
How's it going?
And you all know me, I'm EZ BlueZ. I am the other person on this show. So there's that. But what's really interesting right now, especially in the music aspect, you know, we're starting to have the year wrap ups and those different kind of things. And right now we're in the season for the New England Music Awards again. And like I alluded to in the introduction, we were nominated for our 4th year in a row for Best Punk Act. And we're actually calling upon all of those in the rookery, all of those that like Shane Penguin, all of those have listened to the show, all of those have seen us play live. We want you to vote from now until the 10th. Once a day, if you could, that'd be fantastic. You go to newenglandmusicawards.com and you go through the poll. You vote for us. You vote for the amazing Vic Steffens as producer of the year because he's awesome. We love him to death. You want to vote Jen Hill for Soul. She's got a phenomenal voice, and her Love Bomb record is doing incredibly well. And of course, the name droppers for Best Blues Act. Also, our friends at American Ink, I believe, are up for Best Song, and our friends at Milk Street are up for Best Rock Act. So that's pretty cool.
Great. So you guys will practice?
No.
We're just kidding. No, it's great. We have it's one of our favorite times of year when people say nice things about us. Yes. You know, we never really, I guess we've called ourselves a punk band. We call ourselves art punk, I suppose. But like, I don't know. We give everybody a hard time when they tell us, you know, you sound like XYZ. We give ourselves a worse time when someone asks us, what do you sound like? So either way, Punk Act nominated again. And we're going to have a delightful time, I believe, if it's in the same place, like the 6-String Bar and Grill.
Yes.
This is in like, it's in Massachusetts, like across the parking lot from Gillette Stadium.
Yes.
And that's not like a metaphorical, like that's how deep into New England you are. I mean, like in the physical sense of like, it's about a 300-foot walk. And I hope it's not too cold, because it's windy as hell in a football stadium parking lot.
Yes, it is. It is extremely windy. And then we have to fight with the lighter. I mean, no, that's not what I mean. Then it gets cold.
No.
You have to fight with all of the elements.
All of the elements.
But we're going to have a great time one way or another. If we win, even better. So, you know, New England Music Awards, I think it's nemusicawards.com/vote.
Nice.
That's where you could go to vote. I'm going to repeat that. That's nemusicawards.com/vote. I'll do that like another half dozen times this hour.
Probably.
We are all for the shameless plugging. Let me ask you guys a couple questions.
Yes, please corral this.
Easy, John, Kenny. I'm going to ask Matt separately about this though, because he's a new guy, respectively, of course. Nothing against him. first song you played together as a band? It can even be the first warm-up song you guys
Hmm.
played, just to get the grooves, getting to know everybody for the very first time. Matt is entirely different from his perception of this, since he's a new guy in the band.
Well, it's interesting because I think the first song we played together as a band was the original, where it came off of a jam aspect and different things there, where we were all in the same room and we already had we had a working demo out there of just a blueprint of what we kind of wanted to sound like, and we all just started playing music, and it was a beautiful thing. I want to say the first song that we finished was Live in Technicolor, if I'm
Yep.
right. Ah, see, that's why we have Kenny
Yep.
here. So,
It was
Kenny,
one
I'm
of
gonna
my
let you
favorite
take the
songs.
story. I'm gonna let you take the story, brother.
All right, so I remember the first time we actually got together and started jamming, and our first guitarist, I remember, was like, "Hey, I have this riff," and I was like, "Oh, cool, let's see what you got." So we all got together, we started jamming out, and I was playing this one beat that that kind of fit in with the rhythm, but I heard something in my head. And this is why I love this band so much and these guys so much, because if you have an idea, you can literally just throw it out and they have no problem with you just trying anything out and, experimenting. So I tried getting the beat out in my head, and sure enough, what you hear now, every time we play the song, when you listen to the album, that beat that I play with Live in Technicolor came from inspiration.
Hmm.
Inspiration.
Absolutely love. I love.
That's awesome. What about you, John?
Brief check. Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
We can hear you perfectly,
Yep.
bro. Really
Okay,
can.
can you hear the
Mhm.
keyboard?
No.
I cannot
No.
hear the keyboard. So
Okay,
whatever
good.
you're doing very well.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all right. It's probably for the best that I can't play keyboard badly over. Oh yeah, I seem to remember the three of us like with our former guitarist Tristan, like the first song we finished was either Live in Technicolor or Hemingway, which
Hmm.
is one that we don't play nowadays, but it is
Right.
on our debut record, Ride the Wave, now available on Bandcamp, shamepenguin.bandcamp.com. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, I remember when we met with Matt,
Hmm.
the two first things that we played. One was a song that already existed for us, just Sam Jackson, and
Hmm.
we might play that during like a station break or something. Um, but then the other one was the first song that we wrote with Matt, which is
Hmm.
Yeah. And did not start out with harmonica and backup vocals or whatever,
No.
but we're just like, hey, that's a very easygoing, like very major key song.
Right.
Honestly, kind of misleadingly so. So,
Hmm.
you
That's what we
know,
love about it.
yeah, exactly. So it was a fun way to get started with Matt. Just in terms of like, all right, we're gonna start out here and we're gonna get weirder.
Yep. And it's funny to not to talk format, but I
All
do
right.
remember somewhere in our archives of things that are recorded, we have the first recording of Take the L and the first recording of Hive,
Hmm.
Yep.
which was one of the first songs that we nailed down. So now that all the pressure's on Matt and he's got to tell a fantastic story, go ahead, brother.
All right. Oh yeah, like you guys said, I remember showing up. I learned two or three songs. Thought I don't know if I had. I don't know. I thought I brought in live. Did we play that first time or no? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think that was like one of not the audition tracks because like
Yeah,
that misrepresents what we were doing there, but yeah, it was one of the
yeah,
songs you were like, I'll learn this. Like,
yeah. I remember I rolled up, learned a couple of, or had learned them, and played them out, and everything went pretty well from there. And then yeah, that's when we started taking in, just kind of experimenting. All right, what can we come up with on the spot? And like they were saying, like with L, we just kind of fell right into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy too. I still have all of those recordings also saved on my phone from like those first ones.
Yep.
And it's just
Wow.
really weird to see the initial first draft of it and then go and see the final version. There's like, it's, the spirit of it's there, but you can see so many crazy changes. Like, oh yeah, we switched this out.
Mm-hmm.
We cut that out, or we added that. Yeah, it's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Well,
Now,
that's one of the things we've gotten very, very good at from working actually with Vic, who you should vote for at NE Music Awards /vote Vic Steffens for best producer. Was we learned how to edit our songs before going into the studio. We learned how to go, okay, well, this is going to be this long, and this is what this is, and this feels right here. So before we had to spend money on the recording aspects of it, we learned how to do that at practice and in writing.
we got Pretzel Time, we
Mm-hmm.
got Sam Jackson, we got Live in Technicolor, and now we have Ride the Wave, and also Deli. Tell me about that evolution of the band. How much have you guys have grown as a whole?
So much.
It's how he said it, people. It's how he said it. I love that so much. Continue.
Well, I mean, like as we play and practice every day, every we connect more not only as a band but as friends and as family. And
Mm-hmm.
with Shane Penguin, with this group, we're so open to change and possibilities. And whoever has an idea, hey, you know what? Let's experiment. We don't know what's going to come out of it, so let's just take the chance and just have fun. And that's the most important part with this band too, is having fun. If you're not having fun, then what's the point on doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Now, for the music, how much comes from storytelling and imagination, and how much comes from personal experiences?
So I think that, Dust like Easy is a cool guy to work with as a singer because he's super open to do whatever, but he has his line, right? Which is not necessarily that he has to be only telling his own story, but
Mm-hmm.
it only can be a story that's he's comfortable inhabiting those shoes a little bit, right?
Right.
And I like that approach to it because it gives us something that we're rooted in terms of like it's always going to be authentic to who Easy is because no one's going to be a better judge of that than him, right?
Right.
But the rest of us musically sort of have this opportunity of first declaring, well, there's no barriers for us. We can play whatever and we can do whatever we want, right? And when you talk about like maximalist openness in music, eventually you're not really talking about anything. It's like the people who say, "Oh, I listen to everything but rap and country." It's like, dude, you don't. Like,
No.
there's so many more genres in this world that you are gonna hate.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but like it's a thing. Like, for if we're gonna assert, like, okay, well, we can sound like whatever we want. Well, then it kind of falls to us to determine, like, okay, well, what does freeform actually entail?
Right.
Like, we have a keyboard that we have set up at practice, and like sometimes we'll just play that instead of bass for 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because it's the way that we want to work through our ideas.
Right.
And we're also not primarily doing any of this like for an audience or God forbid like a customer base.
Right. Yeah.
It's genuinely like, well, we want to do this musically because it satisfies us musically to be doing these four things together at this time.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. It's just how can you get the act of musicking to be as sort of mutually satisfactory as possible, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
That's really, I guess, what we're going after. I don't know.
I get what you
Well,
mean.
Well, for me, I've always looked at it as the Bob Dylan quote is, if you're going to be an outlaw, you better be honest. So that's one of the reasons why I can only really inhabit a character in which I can know. I'm not going to tell you the story of John Henry because, I don't know John Henry and I don't know what it's like to be a person of color. So I can't tell you that story. I can tell you the story of what I've been through. I can tell you, what I've seen, what I've gone through, and I can be honest about it. And in that honesty, it allows me to be as emotive as possible. And it's in that emotiveness that I think we're starting to really capture people. And, start like we just did this incredible thing, Equilibrium TV, where one of the sound guys who was sitting there dealing with the board and dealing with the different camera switching and all that kind of stuff came up to us and said, "Hey, I never do this, and this is like season 3 for them. I never do this, but I want you guys have been the best performance. Can you guys sign this sheet for me?" And it was really cool because that's really what it comes down to is live. There's no level for us. I don't think.
Tell me more about that experience with Equilibrium TV. How'd you get that opportunity, guys?
I think it came out of Heartbeat Fest, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think so.
So so we played Heartbeat Fest up in Hartford this past May, right? I think so. June.
June.
Was it June? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
June,
Hartford
yeah.
Healthcare Amphitheater. It was great. We'd never played an amphitheater before. What a wonderful experience. All the bands that we met there were very cool, including the Professors of Sweet Sweet Music, who or Possum as they're also known, who they were instrumental in sort of booking and organizing the festival, and so like we made friends with a few of them. And Easy, you were the person actually in these conversations, right? So how did
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, what it was, obviously there's, when you're putting together a festival or anything like that, you have to have email threads and all this kind of stuff. And there was an opportunity at Equilibrium TV to do like a last minute type of recording, and they really needed someone to fill in. So of course I jump in there and be like, "Yeah, that's great. Where are you guys located?" And he's like, "Enfield." I was like, "We can't do that." But I'd love to be able to continue this relationship and move on together, later down the line when we have better time to plan, because there's no way I'm getting 4 people in a 45-minute notice to drive an hour to go and knock this out. It's not going to be a good show. It's just not going to be good.
Actually, it's an hour 18 minutes for me.
An hour and 18 minutes for you. You're the furthest one away. So yeah, an hour and 18 minutes. So we needed more time to plan. So we booked out a much later date, and extremely professional, was treated incredibly well. The people who paid for the food, I have to say that the staff really liked the food. So that was really dope. But sans all of that, it was such an incredible experience. Also very strange to finish out a song with all that high energy and not have an audience to bounce off of. We had to pull.
It was so weird.
Yeah, we had to pull 40 minutes of energy out of ourselves, which we're used to doing at practice anyway. But it was much heavier lifting than I thought it was going to be.
You got your cardio in though. You were running around.
Oh, did I get my cardio in? How sweaty was I, Kenny?
Yeah, you were completely drenched.
The thing that was funny about it is like we did like a straight run through the whole set, and we're like, we got it timed. We got, we have our transitions and stuff, everything set. And then we got finished, and they're like, wait, you guys didn't need to do any retakes or anything? You're done? You're finished already? And we didn't know that this was going to be like a studio situation of like, oh, you can do a second take if you need to. We're just like, oh, here's 40 minutes. Here you go. I did knock my amp off my amp at the end of the show. So, we couldn't have continued.
But it was worth it.
It was worth it. The amp is still working, by the way. I did.
Oh, thank God.
Good.
But yeah, it was just like unexpected for them as well, that we were just going to be a band playing a live show. Because I guess that's atypical. And that makes sense. It's like if it's more like a recording studio,
Yeah.
you get the take, you move on.
I move on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Preston Easy Blues. Shane Penguin is in the building. This is a question for each one of you individually. Same question. Which song out of the whole Shane Penguin library means to you the most personally?
Ooh, he's asking what's a favorite child is.
You're gonna have to
Oof.
call on us one by one,
You
Preston.
can give
Yeah.
honorable mentions. It's fine.
Uh,
It doesn't have to be just one child or one song, whatever you like to call your art. Anybody can
I'll
go.
go. I'll go first. I'll go first. Honestly, one of my favorite songs to perform live, 100% is one that we're just starting to get back into the swing of playing, and it's been getting a lot of spins on the interwebs, and that's the Fall of the Mountain King. I love to tell that story. I love to flip up on the audience and change it up. I love the fact that the song is named after the fact that the structure is a mountain, and I think I can say fact like 17 more times, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let someone else talk.
Matt,
Yeah, I
I
guess
choose
so.
you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I'll probably go with we actually haven't recorded this one yet, but it's probably Boogie for me.
Hmm.
I think it's just because I don't know, there's something about it where I feel like each one of us especially shines. Something about it just comes together really naturally and really well, and it's always just an absolute blast to play. It's a good time.
Kenny.
Kenny, I choose you.
I'm having a debate right now. I'm having a real hard time with this question because there's two songs in particular, and I'm trying to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo in 3 seconds.
You can name the
Okay,
two songs.
Probably.
I can go first if this
Okay.
helps.
Okay.
All right,
You
going
have
to the
20
beach with
seconds to
John.
go on mute and count it out. I guess so. I would say for me, geez, I also should have thought of an answer. No, Sam Jackson, probably the one that matters is sentimental to me. Like
Hmm.
Fall of the Mountain King might have been my choice because that's the first song that I ever like wrote the riff that we based the song
Hmm.
around, like
Yeah.
ever for a band, and that was cool. But Sam Jackson is like also that's one of the first times that we, as a band, did something that was closer to like a simple sort of like two chord vamp thing that's just
Hmm.
kind of happening. It's almost like sub punk a little bit. And I get to do like a really nasty scream that did not convince anybody that I knew how to sing, but it did scare some people. So that was
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and when we recorded, I got to record a theremin solo. So
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. So I have to say my pick would be a song that we haven't recorded yet, but it's in our library.
Okay.
It's going to be Don't Pause. And the reason why I'm going to say Don't Pause is because it reminds me of our style of My Generation by The Who.
Mm.
And if you've listened to that song, you know that there's a guitar solo that's 4 seconds long, a bass solo that's 4 seconds, and then a drum solo, right? Well, this song in particular, I've never in my life stepped in those shoes and put myself that vulnerable to where people can actually hear me do a solo for 4 or 5 seconds and make it crisp and clear and sound
Mhm.
that good.
That was awesome.
Real touching right there. Now,
Oh.
same scenario.
Mhm.
One question, individual answers.
Okay.
How do you balance individuality with creating a unified band sound?
do reverse order. Kenny, you go first.
Yeah, Kenny, you go first for this one. I'm gonna need some time.
What was the question again?
The question was this, my friend. How do you balance individuality with creating a unified band sound?
Well, I mean, with Shane Penguin, again, it's all about, just having fun and being yourself. And when somebody comes up with an idea, like when we're, taking a break from playing the set list, we're open to somebody throwing out an idea. Like if John has a bass riff, John might throw out a bass riff. We'll keep it open to whatever possibility is there at that time, But when we play, we already have a foundation. We have a formula of how we know how to make music. So when a riff starts going or when a beat starts going, we know how to create Shane Penguin out of nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of I think a lot of expert musicians, by which I mean like genuine experts who get paid,
Yeah.
paid. They like a lot of them tend to think of kind of listening as largely like the ultimate musical skill. And I think like the nature of being in a band with other people lends itself to this sort of alchemy of four musical identities, right?
Mm.
But the only way that you can actually learn to unlock that is to listen to what those around you are doing and how what you're doing sounds in respect to what they've got going on. And so there is kind of like this, halfway a little bit of just trying to triangulate your way to better fit what's going on in the drums or the guitar or whatever. But, there's also a little bit of kind of the nature element of it, of like what's your chemistry with this individual. It's like,
Mm.
they talk about when you sing harmony with somebody, do you have a good blend with them?
Right.
Luckily, we have a lot of good blends in this band.
Yeah, a lot of good blends, especially on Sam Jackson.
Yeah. So, and I don't even mean that just like vocally. I mean in terms of like listening to each other. But it's that act of listening to each other that I think is where I find that line.
Matthew.
Yeah, so I think with that, uh, pretty much just like what he was saying, like kind of find that blended balance and stuff. I know for me, it's a little bit different for me since I wasn't there from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a weird dynamic I kind of attack it with because in one way, I'm trying to keep with the spirit of the band. Like
Mm-hmm.
still feel like you got to fit in a little bit, but at the same time, still want to bring some new elements, like kind of going in a completely different direction sometimes, and sort of balancing the two. Because at the same time, you don't want to. I guess again, we don't really have a super specific genre definition or anything. I guess we kind of jump all over the place, but you still don't want to go too far one way or the other. Like I'm not gonna jump in and be like, all right, here's a Cannibal Corpse riff, or like here's like some kind of a I don't know yacht rock thing. Like we kind of do that sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. There's yeah, I guess it's just about finding that right balance that where it sounds right at the end of the day to us.
Nice.
Yeah, like we're very open to both, but you just won't bring a Cannibal Corpse riff over the yacht rock song,
Right.
But you
Right.
could.
You
Unless
could.
we do. Unless
Yeah,
we do.
unless it happens, and it might happen. We've talked about it now
It
3
just
times.
might.
It's like Beetlejuice. You say
There's
its name
always
3
like
times.
30 this is like our third time on here, I want to say. And I want to and every time I feel like there's like a 30-second clip of just us describing us playing music that just makes us sound like the worst band in existence. Where we just like we make implicit threats toward each other and we're just like, we dig this, right? Yes, this is 100% my stuff. And yeah. Rest assured, listeners at home, go to shanepenguin.bandcamp.com. We play real music, real songs.
There you go. There you
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Debut record.
I have to say, individuality is probably the only thing that is familiar about our sound. Is the fact that no matter what style you put it into, or what style we decide to, as I like to say, mess up, it's Shame Penguin. You know, you know from the first note to the last note that it was a Shame Penguin thing, and we do it with a bunch of the covers. I mean, we have an American Idiot cover that some people are saying, you know, can go note for note. And I sound nothing like Billy Joe. Nothing wrong with sounding like Billy Joe, but you know, my voice just doesn't sound like that. I can't do the English accent type of stuff that he does. I can't do that type of stuff. So all I can do is do it my own type of way. You know, we're doing this amazing cover for the AJJ festival this year, a Less Than Jake song. I don't sing like the Less Than Jake guys at all. So I have to figure out how my voice gets through and still gets heard and still kind of thing. So individuality is probably, I would say, it would be the one answer for our style. What's your style? Individuality. Ha ha! We win.
And what's your genre?
Individuality.
Penguin
rock.
Speaking of individuality and your own style, tell me about Fear and Loathing, the music video. How much fun did everyone have making that project, and how long did it take?
Oh man.
Well, Kenny actually has a lot to talk about in this one, so we're gonna wrap this one up with Kenny. So the rest of us will fly in, and you know, it took us about a day to film.
Okay.
We did it in the practice space, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We were able to really go in, and I think we did like 9 takes of different things so that they'd have more content to do from that aspect of it. What was really, really fun is we got to pay a little bit of tribute to how we started. We went to Fashionista and we rented clothes, which was a truly incredible experience, having people dress you. I don't know if you've ever been dressed before, but as a grown man who's never been dressed before in his entire life, you know, having someone say, this vest matches perfectly with these pants. It works out really well because I didn't know that. I had no clue. I just put it on. I thought it looked nice. So that was a fun experience. Also, for some reason, the people that were in the thing into the thing next to us swore that our booth smelled like marijuana. I don't know why they swore our booth smelled like marijuana.
No.
But you know, I think that's profiling, and profiling is wrong.
But yeah, no, doing the actual editing part was, I think, the most fun. Me and our photographer Amanda DiFilippo, she helps us with a lot of the photography and video editing and all that stuff, and we just had a lot of fun sitting down for hours, taking clip after clip, trying to figure out, okay, we'll put 5 seconds here, 2 seconds of this person here. Oh wait, we can change the background and do a tie-dye thing. That was cool. So just having fun, you know, messing around with the different elements that you have in the program. I think that was fun. Doing the actual dress up too, like Easy said, that was fun, real fun to do. I remember as a kid doing dress up, but not as this was, and this was pretty fun. I have to say, out of all the music videos so far, I think this is probably the most fun that we've had yet.
Nice, great to hear. From where you guys started out till now, what has changed for the better in the local music scene?
I don't know why you're asking me, man. Like respectfully, you guys have a twice weekly show where you speak to local artists.
Right?
I'm 41.
I'm not a musician. I'm not a musician.
No, it's cool. You're not like wrong to ask. My apologies for getting so touchy.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I want the honesty. I really do.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing is like my honest take on this. And this is, you know, I lived in New Haven since 2017 or so.
Awesome.
And the thing that strikes me is that I hear sometimes things about the scene in 2018, and
Mhm.
that's here, and I didn't know about it because I didn't know anybody, right?
Right.
And like to the extent that there's a scene that we know about, like it's going good, and I think for instance, like uh there's a lot more going on in the way of smaller spaces for shows, like
Hmm.
Witch Bitch Thrifts, or like, well, actually, RIP to Neverending Books 2. That sucks. I'm not happy about that, but you know, there are other like smaller venues which have been opening up around town. I think there was like some performances at Mini Ping for like their street
Hmm.
festival thing. So I do think that that's something that's going great, kind of like on the city slash area level.
That's a fair
I
statement.
definitely have to say, though, I definitely have to say, with our impact in the music scene, we definitely have pushed a lot of positivity through the music. I mean, when we got on stage, you hear Easy Blues talking about, hey, when you're having trouble or struggling, we're here for you. And the music
Hmm.
that we make is to help people get through the problems that they're going through. Sometimes people could be happy, so they listen to happy thoughts. They could be mad, they'll listen to Deli or Bob. Or, if they're feeling sad, then they'll listen to Take the L or Orpheus.
Hmm.
But I think, me personally, I think we've had a positive impact in the actual music community.
Well, the thing is the community has actually grown in a beautiful way. You do have like the community around the Rock Lottery, which was the kind of community in which we came out of. But then we were just part of the Shoreline Music Festival this summer, and that whole punk rock, punk pop community is really thriving and doing a do it yourself type of feel to it, and they're really growing. So, and plus you have those incredible bands out there like Haunting Titans, like Trashing Violets, like Egg. Egg. I love Egg. Egg will be, yeah, Egg is just awesome. I love Egg to death.
Hmm.
Or Lucy's Neighbors, who we're playing with on the 23rd of October, at Stella Blues, and
Big
Button Downs.
Moon.
Big Moon as well. I mean, so there are phenomenal things out there, but also in the state of the way that the world is right now, entertainment and art is one of the things that is one of the first things that gets cut when you're talking about financially planning and different stuff like that. So it's a little bit difficult and it's tough grabbing those incredible venues that used to be there. And yes, there's somewhere a video of Nirvana playing the Moon, I think they called it, which was a venue in New Haven that no longer exists. So there are these incredible places. We just hope that we're able to play them when we have the opportunities. Looking at you, Toads. I'm just saying, looking at you, Toads.
They could have hit us up for that Foo Fighters opening slot, you know?
They could have. We would have easily have done that. Foo Fighters would only have to play for an hour and a half, not 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them a break.
Well, I
Give
want
some
to
penguins some love.
know, and that we are on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. But I want to know how much fun was Porch Fest. Tell me about that.
Porch Fest
How
was
about
interesting. Porch Fest was really very, very interesting because again, it was dealing with the community aspect of it and
Mm.
and all those different things. Unfortunately, we didn't take part in Porch Fest as much as we should have,
Okay.
because well, we had our own sound system and we had to set up our spot and really make sure that we were going to be clear and be able to be heard. And we're
Gotcha.
very particular about our sound. So we showed up early and focused on that instead of going to some of the other houses and going and checking out those different aspects of it. Although I do think, John, your wife went and got water from one of the places, which was dope.
Yes.
So we did give a little bit to the community that we were there for, but we really focused on just making sure that we had everything because it was our first Porch Fest at all,
Mm.
and we wanted to make sure that we were going to come off pretty spotless.
Yeah, I think so. It was the first year that they did like an East Rock Porch Fest, the first time we ever did one of those, and like So we were planning on doing like an acoustic set. Like, okay, so acoustic is fake. When we say
Mhm.
acoustic, most acoustic, most like, MTV Unplugged stuff from,
Yeah,
your youth or your parents' youth. No, man, it's still plugged in. They
Yeah.
just
just no
don't have
distortion,
distortion pedals on.
essentially. Yeah.
So we were gonna do like just something that was like an intimate moment with Shane Penguin or whatever, and then we loaded in, and to Easy's point, like you can't both like participate in Porch Fest and enjoy Porch Fest, unfortunately. Like you don't have time to park and do both. So, it was we had to like get our PA system set up. We saw all these full bands. We ran to get our amps or full drum sets, pedal boards and stuff like that. But it was a very cool experience just being able to walk around the neighborhood and just see crowds watching bands I've never heard before. Sounding extremely cool. So many genres and
Mhm.
styles represented in like a really small space. I hope they do it again next year. I hope we're playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought Porch Fest was cool too, not only because, we're in New Haven playing in the neighborhood, but we weren't on the porch. We were on the ground, which was even better. We were right on the ground, right in the front,
Grass
which
fest.
was great.
Grass Fest will be next year. And
Yeah.
but that's a completely different festival.
Hosted by Shane Penguin.
What is the best audience story from Shane Penguin? The best crowd story
Okay.
that
Well,
you can
I
say
have a
on air. That you can
I
say
have a
on air.
couple. I have a couple, but I'm gonna go with my favorite moment ever on stage was we were actually doing Fear and Loathing, and we were playing at the State House. Rest in peace, State House. Um, and as I'm going into the line about hydroponically, hiding your shame, someone's vape pen fell out of their pocket and hit the floor, and they had to go walk over and pick it up. And I was like, oh, that's perfect timing. That's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you for showing that and highlighting that. So that was definitely one of my favorite moments of crowd participation, or not knowing that they were participating in the crowd.
I
I
can't.
have to
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I
You
thought
first.
someone was going to
go
speak.
on.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I think my favorite moment playing the show was when we played Beer Racks before they had a stage on the
Mm-hmm.
floor. We were playing on the floor, and I don't know what happened. I have no idea where this came from, but I would say I want to say like the second to last song that we were playing, my penguin that was supposed to be on my drum set got hucked at me in the head, like literally, like smack dab in the head, and not once, not twice, but 3 times. The rest
Yeah. Yes, there was penguin violence.
was penguins were thrown.
Penguins were thrown.
Good Lord. My God. Matt, any cool stage moments?
Yeah, one is actually kind of funny. I just remember now. So we're playing at I'm not gonna name places, but
Okay.
it's our last song tonight. And while we're playing, the cops walked in and they start talking to the owner like 5 feet in front of us, and we're still playing. And it was just really funny because I'm just sitting there. There's like two officers just like handling their business and stuff. And I was like, guess I'll go into my solo.
Also, not the first time cops have shown up at a Shane Penguin show.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
I felt really
Good
bad.
Lord.
My story is unfortunately I can't give the most uplifting time is the opposite of that is
Okay.
we did like a house show or like an apartment show in
Mm.
Massachusetts some years back, and
Mhm.
it was mostly like a hip hop show, and they had like some DJs, and they wanted us, the punk band, or let's just say it, the band that has like amps and a drum set, they wanted us to play like third or fourth, like at 11:30 p.m. And we're like, are you absolutely sure that you want the bandwidth instruments to be playing at that time? We're very loud. Are you sure? And the guy was like, no, I insist. I insist. It's gonna rock. You guys are gonna do great. And so we get set up on the floor at 11:15 p.m. We're kicking it. The crowd loves it.
Nice.
But then the police come in,
Oh no.
and the guy who was like running the show had a warrant. It turns out we didn't know that. And if we'd known that, we would have probably been more insistent of like, hey man, especially like underlined and circled, especially if you have a warrant, maybe don't call the police over here by having a full band at 11:30 p.m. Anyway, we've never played there again since, but
we haven't, and that was by far one of the funniest moments, because in Massachusetts we know that what is legal, but I still come from the old school of I used to have to walk 3 miles away from the movie theater into the middle of the woods so that I could get a little bit of a buzz on before I went into the movie. And here I am, I'm holding a piece in my hand, and a cop walks in, and I'm like, I'm dead. I'm officially dead right now. I'm going to die. And that was terrifying. Yes, that was, but it was funny. It was funny that we're never.
And they did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they did nothing to us. Except the guy with the warrant. They did take the guy with the warrant in.
But I know what I'm about to do, though. These last couple minutes are for you guys. Please give some positivity like you always do every time you guys go on stage. And please plug everything you got coming up. Plug the band camp, if I can barely speak. Plug different events coming up you guys are going to be a part of throughout the rest of the year. And what goal will the band achieve for the end of 2025? And what goal will be achieved in 2026? This time is for everyone except for Preston. Go right ahead. We're going to close out the show with you. Easy BlueZ, you're going to start.
I'm going to start. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, but well, one of the first things is no matter what that you're out there, one of the reasons why we have little stuffed penguins is their emotional support penguins, and you are not alone. It can be really dark times, and those moments can be really, really terrifying. But know that Shame Penguin is here for you, whether it be in the music that you listen to or having a conversation. We've got your back, and we love you. That being said, we really could use your vote at NEmusicawards.vote. Right? Is that am I right?
Hold on.
Let's double check now. Let's double check.
NEmusicawards.com/vote. That's NEmusicawards.com/vote. VOTE.
And vote for Shame Penguin under Best Punk Act. Obviously, Vic Steffens for Best Producer, Jennifer Hill for Best Soul Artist, the Name Droppers for Best Blues Act, and so forth and so on and so on and so on. I think actually Sober Bill is up for Rising Star in Connecticut, that's pretty cool. I like Sober Bill.
I like Sober Bill too. Big respect to those guys. That is way too many people and names to get to ask people to remember.
I know.
NEmusicawards.com/vote. Punk Rock Act of the Year. That's Shame Penguin. That Punk Rock Act of the Year is Shame Penguin. The guys that are having a Zoom conversation in front of you right now. That is the Punk Rock Act of the Year. Shame Penguin, which you could vote for at NEmusicawards.com/vote.
Nice. And where can they get Ride the Wave?
Ride the Wave. You get it at shamepenguin.bandcamp.com. Again, that's shamepenguin.bandcamp.com. Again, that's shamepenguin.bandcamp.com. Again, that's shamepenguin.bandcamp.com.
It's very important.
Again, that's shamepenguin.bandcamp.com.
And if you want to get in touch with us through any of our social medias, it's shame.penguin on Instagram, Shame Penguin on Facebook. If you type in Shame Penguin, we're going to come up because we are the only Shame Penguin out there.
Yes.
We're going to come up, and there might be a stuffed animal picture of a stuffed animal with some brown things around their stomach. Because that could be the original Shame Penguin.
Yeah.
You never know.
We have a show coming up too, right?
Yes, we do. We have two shows coming up.
Is this the time? Is this the time of the hour, Preston, where we should get promoting them?
Yep.
Yes, this is the time.
Fantastic. Hey, Easy, which one do you want to tell them about first?
Well, the first, we should do it probably in order so they know which one to come to first. The first one you want to come to is the AJJ Festival, which is on the 18th of October. That's October 18th. It's a Saturday. Make sure you come through. There's going to be some phenomenal musicians there. Some people who started actually in the AJJ program. They will have their own time slot this year. I believe Ava, right, Kenny?
Ava, and a couple of the kids made their own bands. They're going to be playing right before or right after Ava. So if you want to see the kids, show up early. The show starts at 11 a.m.
That's awesome. And then on the 23rd, you can catch us at Stella Blues in New Haven. Stella Blues, we love that venue right here on Crown Street. And we are playing with Lucy's Neighbor and the Button Downs. So that's a little bit more of our Rock Lottery connection. And if you want to come out and enjoy some really great music for a mere $5, you definitely want to come down for that Thursday. Thursday college night. Let's have a party. The 23rd, it's going to be a blessed day.
Shame Penguin, thank you so much. And obviously, you guys are welcome anytime on this program. We appreciate everybody, including Easy. WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, Preston Easy Blues. We are out. Thank you very much.
Remember the nights we tossed the ball.